Let's talk for a few minutes about courage, okay? And I love quoting Congressman Lewis. So, you know, you accepted the John F. Kennedy Profile in Courage Lifetime Achievement Award in 2001, and I'm just going to quote from the last two sentences in something you said. You said, "Courage is not rooted in reason, but rather courage comes from a divine purpose to make things right." And you wanted to make things right for your siblings because at the age of 15, you said you were inspired again by hearing the Reverend Dr. King on the radio. You were living outside of Troy, Alabama at the time. And your first act of civil disobedience was to gather your brothers and sisters and to take them to the Troy Public Library to get a library card. And you were turned away with the admonition, of course, that library cards were only for white children. And when I heard this story, I was struck by the fact that your first step into the movement was focused on expanding access to education. And there's something very powerful about that. But I was also struck by the risks you took at that age in making that trip that was one of obviously many more to come, where you literally put your life and perhaps the lives of others in danger for a just cause. So how do you summon the courage and the confidence, and those are somewhat different, to do these things? Courage can motivate you to do things maybe yourself, but it takes courage married with confidence to bring others into it when they too may be exposed to risk. So could you talk a bit about that?
Madam President, listen to Martin Luther King Jr. on old radio. Hearing and reading about Rosa Parks, I had to act. I had to do something.
Yep.
When I was in elementary school in rural Alabama, I had a teacher who told me, "Read, my child, read, my child." And I tried to read everything. We had very few books at home. We couldn't afford a subscription to the local newspaper, but my grandfather had one. And each day when he was finished reading his newspaper, we would get it and read it. I wanted to be able to go to the library and check out books. Rosa Parks and Dr. King inspired me, gave me the courage to say, let's go down to the Pike County Public Library in Troy, Alabama, and try to get a library card, try to check out some books. And I just went.
But the confidence to take your siblings with you.
They looked up to me. They believed in me. They called me Robert. And they said, "Is Robert going? We're going." And
so did you get the library card?
at that time, I didn't get a library card. I was told that the library was for whites only and not for colors. But on July 5th, 1998, after I'd been in the Congress for 1 year, I had a book called Walking with the Wind, and the Pike County Public Library in Troy, Alabama, not the same building, had a book signing for me. And hundreds of blacks and white citizens showed up, and they gave me a library card.
How wonderful. Well, Congressman, let the record show that on May the 24th, 2013, that the Troy Public Library, that is Troy, New York Public Library, is giving you a library. How perfect is that?
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you.
And let me read this brief note from the director of the Troy Public Library. Dear Congressman Lewis, the Troy Public Library welcomes you to Troy, New York, and to the Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. Your sterling history as a civil rights leader and congressman is an inspiration to us all. We know of your unfortunate experience with another Troy Public Library back in your childhood, and would like to offer you this library card from our own Troy Public Library as an indication of our esteem and also as a symbol of the changes that have come about in our country since your first attempt at procuring a library card. Public libraries are beacons of democracy, gateways to self-improvement, and true representatives of community values and shared resources. We strive to serve all members of society to the best of our ability. Please accept this library card as a token of the respect we have for you personally, but also as a symbol of the inclusive philosophy that underlies all public libraries. With best wishes, Paul Hickok, Director, Troy Public Library.
But thank you very much. And on my next visit, I will use it.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.